Hello, welcome back. In this video, we are going to create a base model. So now we will create a table by using the options which we have learned from the previous lessons. So first I will create a base. So I will use this cube here. So I will scale it in the Z-axis and just press S again. And now I want to increase the width of this table so I can use Y-axis to scale. Okay. So now we'll move a little bit top. So I will use G and Z-axis. Okay. So now I want to create a round corners for this table. So I don't want the sharp corners for this table. So I will use the bevel option. So in order to use the bevel, first we need to go to the edit mode. So I can go to the edit mode and I can select the edges. So I can select this edge. Now I will bevel this edges. So in order to bevel, we have to press Ctrl B. I can use the bevel option in this way. Now I want to make it round. So here I can use these options. So here you can increase number of segments. So I can increase number of segments. Yeah. So that's fine. So now we got the round corners for this table. So now we need to create the legs here. So I will create the legs by using the cylinder. So before creating an object, make sure you have to go to the object mode, because if you create an object when you're in the edit mode, as I explained in the previous videos, so that object also will be considered in the same group. So I will go to the object mode. So press tab. So I will create a cylinder. So shift A, I will create the cylinder. So I will scale it. So scale around the Z axis. Now I want to align it to the corners of this table, so I can use the top view. So here I can go to the top view. So press Z. And now I want to go to the wireframe mode. So if you want to go to the wireframe mode, we can use this option, or else we can use a shortcut. We can press Z and you can use this wireframe mode. So if you hold Z, then what we can do is we can select these all options, like we can go to the solid mode, render mode, and material review. So I will go to the wireframe mode. So I will select this object. So just move to the corner. So I'll go to the side view. So just press X. Just make sure you overlap little bit. So there should be no gap in between this table and this leg here. So again, I will come to the solid mode. So Z, solid mode. Yeah. So before duplicating, I want to create some different design for this leg. I don't want to be like an plane. So I will create some loops and I will create different design here. So in order to create the loop, we have to go to the edit mode. So tab, and you can insert the loop by pressing Ctrl R and just left click and drag. After left click, and also here you will get an option slow. So how many cuts you want to insert. So if I increase, you can see it has been increased the number of cuts. And also here you can use a smoothness. So you can make it thin and bulge. So let's say I want to make it thin. Okay. And also if you want, you can increase number of. So here I want to create some more design. So I can go to the face mode and I can select the faces here. So I can use a shift to select this. So I will extrude this. So I can press Alt E. So you can extrude along the normals. So just we can get this design here. And if you want, you can scale it. Okay, so this is one design. And if you want to make it in the top, you can select the top faces. So you can select this. And you can press Alt E to extrude. And also see here, there is an option like individual faces too. So suppose if I use this thing, so it will extrude individual faces. Like see, all the faces has been separated. So in later I will explain detailedly. So just I will make a normal extrude. So Alt E, extrude along this normal. Oh, that's fine. So now we got this design. So now we will duplicate these legs here. So in order to duplicate, just I will select this and I will go to the top view. So just top view and go to the wireframe mode. So in order to duplicate, now we have to select the object, Shift D, and I will move along the X-axis. And I will select these both objects and Shift D again, and I will move along the Y-axis. So now we have created the legs. So if you want, you can create the base too. So for example, I can create the plane to create the base. So I can press Shift A, mesh. I can create the plane here. So scale it. And now see the legs has been gone under the plane. So I can select this object. I can deselect. I can move around the Z axis. Just in this way. Okay. So now we'll create a chair too. So if you want to create a chair, I can create the cube here first. So Shift A, mesh, I can create the cube and G, X-axis. First I will scale it and scale around the Z-axis in this way. And now here we will use the subdivision method. So if you want to create the legs, we will directly extrude from this cube here. So now what the thing is, just I will go to the edit mode and I will select this face and we will subdivide this face here. So right click, you can use subdivide option, and if you want to increase number of subdivisions, you can use this. So let's say I can use this one. Now what the thing is, I can directly extrude from this face here. So you can select this, and now I will extrude this. And also one thing, here is a new option. So if you select this face and if you control select this face, so it will select all the faces in between these two faces which you have selected. Okay, now we will extrude the faces from these corners. So I can go to that edit mode. So I can select these faces. And now we can extrude this. So I will extrude this along the Z-axis. So I can now I'll just move around the X-axis. Just move around. And now if you want to create the support object here, so just we can insert the loop. So I can press Ctrl R to insert the loop here. So just I can put it up to here. And now I can select the face, I can extrude. So I can press E so that I can extrude. So this is a base model which we have created. Now if you want to duplicate this, we can duplicate. So I will go to the top view. So just I can press G and I can move in the Y-axis a little bit. And now I will duplicate this. So just Shift D, the Y-axis, and I will select both of this, Shift D, and I can move in the X-axis. And now what the thing is, I want to rotate this object, so I can use R to rotate. But see, now it's rotating based on the center point here. So as I explained in the previous videos, here we can use this option like individual origins. So if I select this individual origins, this will rotate along its own pivot point. So just I can use R. So now it's rotating, but I want to rotate only in the Z axis. So I can hold Z so that I can rotate this properly. Yep. So now we have rotated this. So now we have created the base model. So we can do it more in detail, but for this lesson, this is fine. So whatever the options we have learned from the previous lessons, we have applied to these models. So see you in the next lesson.